Welcome to Satsang. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, which is the mystery of love. You know, when we think about life and we read a lot of spiritual books, we think that it is all very complicated. But I've realized, and I've done hypnotherapy for 30 years, and I had my own awakening, and I've realized that it's all very simple and it's all about love. Understanding love. Love is something that you cannot think about, because if you think about it, it's not it. Because it is not something, but it is who you are, and that is the beautiful thing. Now we're moving into a whole new sphere of understanding, the oneness of life, how we are all one. There is no separation. And until we think and know that there is no separation, we cannot know what love truly is. So love and trust are really one. You see? Now what is the difference between love and trust?
There's no difference.
Hmm?
No difference.
There is a slight difference. The difference is this. But you're right, there is no difference, but in the way you look at it. Love is the very nature of God. Love is the very nature of life itself. Trust is seeing that. Did you understand now what trust is? So they are the same thing, you are right, but trust is looking at that love as being the truth. You see, there's nothing to learn, there's nothing to study, there's nothing, is to see that you trust that which you already are. Not something you're going to achieve, not something you're going to be. It's something that you already are. Well, the moment you understand that and you trust that, that's called the awakened human being. That's what awakening is. Trusting that which you already are and have always been. You see? But you always think you're going to arrive at that. You always think that you're going to come to that. You see? But what you keep doing all the time is identifying with the way you've been brought up, which you can't help. We have psychiatrists, psychologists, and counselors to give us a semblance of some identity. And most counselors will give you back your identity. But the highest teaching of all, there is no identity. There is only being. You are a human being. Being playing the human role. See, that is the most beautiful thing. And I didn't realize that for a long time. It took me 27 years to come to the point where I realized there is no Burt. There's just only the appearance of Burt. You see? And the appearance of Burt is valid. But, you know, people judge you according to your age, to your sex, to your education, to how you look. But you're none of that at all. It is karmic. It is what you have accumulated through a sequence of time. And now you are appearing as that particular thing, because it's all an evolution, you see? Am I, okay, you're all with me so far, right. So this is all evolution, and this evolution never has a time. See, we think in terms of evolution as something primitive finally realizing itself, but that realization is always, even in the minutest thing, is there. You see, it has to be brought out. It's always present, always now. And when we wake up to it and we realize it, then you realize we don't need to know anything or do anything, but just to be who we are, which is love itself. But that is, when you allow yourself to be laughed at, that's allowing vulnerability to be. Now you're invulnerable. If you can take being vulnerable, you become invulnerable. Do you see how it goes? See? And what makes us live and breathe. Right now I sit here talking, you know, and I make these movements. I'm not doing them. They get done by themselves as I speak, you see. They move by themselves. I'm not trying to move them. It is just happening. As I sit, my heart is beating. I'm not doing it. See? But you can never be alone. Because everything is you. There's nothing but you. Wherever you go, there you are. No matter how far you go, wherever you are, there you are. I'm glad I enjoy my own jokes. So remember, forgiveness is not the traditional style. I forgive you. Forgiveness is forgiveness, giving forth into spirit, because nothing is happening anyway. You see? And the moment you see the nothing, as long as you make something real, you cannot forgive it, because it's real to you. You see? But the moment you begin to see that it doesn't have that reality, it was simply my mind's creation that made it what it was, then you're able to forgive. And that very forgiveness itself brings a total healing. I've seen tremendous healings just from forgiveness. So this is why I changed from hypnotherapy into super sentience. Because we don't need to go back to the past. You don't need to recall the past. You know, you don't need to do anything except to get in touch with who you really are. And then true forgiveness then becomes the cleansing of who you are. Because forgiveness, again, is simply seeing that in reality there's really nothing to forgive. You know, that's the growth of the love. It will mean anything that you think it means to you. But it's more than that. It's unending. Of course it means different things. Love is everything. There is nothing outside of love. Nothing. And you are that. But then you have an idea what you think love is. And then you see it's more than that. And it's more than that. And you begin to see how grand you are. How incredibly grand you are. There's no limit to you.
It's more of an isness.
Hmm?
It's more of an isness.
Yeah, it's an isness, yeah.
Than a
yeah.
verb of anything.
Yeah. But if you start talking about what love is, what you think love is, we can have hundreds of people, and it will be interesting to watch everybody telling their... But you cannot, because love is.